Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building. Another SPS mental health moment. Wow, I love the opportunity I get to get up with great people, but it's even better when it's people that you have a great relationship with. Sitting here with my guy, assistant head coach at Eastern High School, Mr. Justin Top Shelf Christian. Coach Christian, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, man?
Man, good, man. It's good to have you on the platform, man. I'm just so happy for you and Coach Dave Jones over at Eastern, what you guys have done in a very short amount of time. And talking to you before, we were laughing about just, it seemed like you always just rubbing your head, man, because there was something going on. But man, you guys had success bringing home the CAC championship. Coach Jones getting Coach of the Year accolades. But why don't you let our visitors know just who you are, a little bit of background about yourself, and we'll talk about what's going on with you in the program.
Lansing Rage from Lansing. Graduated from Everett High School, Olivet College. Started coaching at Everett with Dave Jones at the freshman level. Did that for a good 9 to 10 years. Did that, then I went over to Eastern with him, assistant coach over there. So I do radio too at 96.5. Father, husband. Yeah, man, pretty much a well-rounded dude. You know.
Yeah, you got some entrepreneurial things going on as well, right?
Yep, I do events. Business promotion, and I got a party rental business too at the same time.
Okay, that's great. We'll make sure we talk about that a little later too. You know, when we first met, it was you coming in the gym, man, and you really seemed to be really pleased with the work you were doing as far as behind the scenes. I noticed that about you. You really embraced all the little things that had to be done, whether it was making sure the guys got their LeBrons, their shoes, or take care of things. But you also really, it really weighed on you a lot when the guys weren't really buying in. And not to say that other assistant coaches don't go through that, but I just really saw that it was tough for you. Talk about what that experience was like early on coming over to Eastern.
It was probably tough for me because I wasn't used to a losing situation. You know what I'm saying? Even at the varsity level at Everett, even at varsity and freshman level, we went through our tough times. Believe me, you know what I'm saying, over there, and we've seen it. But at the freshman level, you can see the growth, you can see the potential at the same time. And going in over Eastern was a new situation. You know, kids really didn't know it's like that. So I'm waiting for them to buy in, like, yo, buy in now. But, you know, talking to Coach Jones, you know, we had a plan. You know, first year we had to compete. Now it's the main thing, compete. And sometimes we have to tell ourselves that too. Like, man, we got to compete and then, you know, get them going. But then that made me, as assistant coach, remember what my role was. You know, varsity, the head coach is always going to be harder on the players because he expects certain things. And as an assistant, you got to reiterate that or find a different way to reiterate that. So you find a different ways to say it, you know, him being a bad cop, me being a good cop with that situation. So I find like little ways to say it, like, look, hey man, like don't do the play wrong. The play is there. The play is there for you to do it, but it's gonna be different ways for you to do it out there. You know what I mean? Like the play is just there. You gotta think naturally, you know, secondary. You know, the play is there. And you got to start thinking. Just make them think the game of basketball. It was hard to do that because, but thing too, me as a coach, I had to think these kids never been in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So once I did my own evaluation, I started looking like, okay, this is how we're going to get better. This is how we're going to compete. And this is certain stuff I need to know and do. And I reached out to a different lot of assistant coaches too. That's one thing I never did really on the freshman level, but now I'm on varsity. So I reached out to a lot of assistant coaches like, what did you do to help your varsity coach out? And things like that. So that summer going into the job, I reached out to a couple of assistants and talked to them and what do you expect and what things going to do, what's going to happen, how the programs look. So I did my own research too. And then I took that going into the season. And then, you know, when stuff don't go your way, you get frustrated yourself. But when I see the kids we start winning games and buying in and I started getting better, they started getting better. It was a good thing.
Wow, you said a lot of great things in that alone, man. And what I take from that is a level of humility. When you said you reached out to other coaches, you talked about self-evaluation. I mean, you know, the role of assistant coach, I always say an assistant coach is probably capable of being a head coach or waiting for their next head coaching opportunity. But you seem to have a different approach when it comes to that. Talk about that.
My approach is the program as a whole. You know what I mean? I go it as a whole. And then, you know, if the program good, you're going to get good, man. Everybody going to get the love. That's one thing in our camp, you know, as assistant coaches, how we coach, everybody has a voice. You know what I mean? Some programs saying people ain't got a voice. And then plus, people got certain jobs. You know what I mean? Certain jobs I need to handle to help before the game. certain coaching aspects I need help. And then sometimes assistant coaches, you might want to say put a play in, but just play a role right there. Your time is going to come. And then, some assistants don't make great head coaches. That's the reality of life, man. That's just the reality of it. But you got to think what you're in for. I hope you're in there for the money, because there ain't a lot of money coaching like that. You get up to the big league. So I'm in it to make sure these boys is getting better. You know what I mean? And I got kids of my own too. So it helps me with that situation too. Shows me how to maneuver for my kid. Like, okay, I need to put my kid in a position like this. And, what kids can learn from the sports. You know what I'm saying? One thing that Dave and Woo and Skeet and Edwin preach, this is a brothers at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? This ain't football. Everybody ain't on the team. This is basketball. So it's either 13 or 15 guys on that team, and y'all got a bond right there. Y'all gonna either ride or die. And some people can't be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel good to coach and be a part of that team like that. That's one thing I take my approach with it. And plus loyalty, man. Loyalty too.
Yeah, that's really important, man. And I like the fact that you talked about reaching out to other people and doing that. So moving forward, man, you guys had a lot of success, and because of the COVID-19, obviously we've been home a lot. But I guess you got a chance to check out that Last Dance, huh?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
Tell me your thoughts on that, and what did it feel like watching that when you think back to your era of basketball and being a young person growing up watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls? What was it like watching that, especially coaching these young guys now?
Man, really what I took from it is, and I wanted my young players to be ready when the time has come. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I liked about it too was one of the real big parts of me was when Paxson was on his way out, and he told Kerr, man, you got to be ready, man. You really got to be ready. And that kind of felt me to saying, like, when we went over to Eastern, we had to be ready. Like, it was just me and Jones over there first, and we just had to be ready. So I took that from them, like, yo, you always got to be ready. So, I mean, people being like, might take the Jordan, win the championship and all that, but that was a part for me that just stood out. Like, Paxson, like, look, hey, man, Steve, you got to be ready. Shoot that ball, and Mike going to be ready. So, everybody got to be ready. So that's what I took from it. Be ready.
I love that, man, because for some reason that stood out to me too. When Steve Kerr was telling the story, how Michael knew that the cameras was always on him, so he was kind of covering his mouth. Said, "Hey,
Yeah.
it would Kerr was like, I will be ready to shoot." He was green. No, that's a good point, man. I think in this life of hustling and trying to make a move, we all want to make the move, but it's like taking the time to prepare and do the work. And you guys always have been about that, despite what was going on. Where did you get that from, man? That whole attitude about getting the work in, putting your head down and handling the work. Where does that come from?
Man, that's just, I guess, coaching and how we grew up too. You know what I mean? Me and Dave, went to college together too at the same time. So, situations like just getting stuff done, man. We both ain't have our fathers in our life. So it was just, we had each other. We had to depend on each other to get the work done. So it was, we can't call nobody to come sub for us if we ain't going to be at practice that day. So we're just tough nose, get to practice. You know what I mean? So that's the thing too. And then one thing I say too, having rules in place for the team. Like, our big thing, you miss practice, you don't play in the game, the next game. That's one rule. But that's from the Everett situation too. Learning that from Johnny Jones, being on the desk, Dave taking that role. The same rules apply. Some people say, we changed the culture. We never changed our culture. The same stuff we did on freshman level, we did on a varsity level. So it wasn't nothing new that we changed. We might change the play. You playing the speed of the game is faster, but as far as the culture and the things we learned at Everett, we applied that to Eastern too. So We never changed anything. That's how we went with it.
Hey, y'all was serious about it. I remember being in the gym working out with them guys. Y'all was taking them jerseys off. I'm like, hey, I need that.
Yeah, I need that. You got to earn that, man. You got to earn that.
And why do you think sometimes so many coaches, and this is not a knock on anyone in particular, but with this generation of athletes, they seem like they're always willing to make a deal with them as opposed to setting a standard. And I noticed that about you guys for sure. It was like as much as it hurts you guys, and it may have hurt your chances, in a game or something like that, you would still, toe the line and say, this is the standard, and we're not going to get beyond that. What was that all about for you guys?
What else was, with Jones, this thing is what's best for the program. That's how we answer that. We do what's best for the program, not just one individual in our program. He always iterate that, and we iterate that too as coaches. We're going to do what's best for the program. That's the best thing. You know what I mean? We got 3 teams. We got about freshman, varsity, JV, and these kids, you know, got to do it better. They gonna see that example. If you see the star player ain't playing, like, wow, what did he do? You know what I mean? That's gonna set the whole example. So you know when they come get ready to play, hey, we ain't taking that. It's just, you know, right. You can't do it in life too. We always teach life lessons. You can't miss work. Expect to get that check on Friday. Not gonna happen.
Right. Right. No, that's a good point, because I think so many times when you have a talented person or somebody that can give you some immediate gratification, we cater to them, but we set ourselves up because now you end up having this anarchy or having kids not buying in because they see that and they look at that too. You know, yeah. doing a great job as an assistant coach, but also an entrepreneur. You know, let's talk about your entrepreneur hats. I know that you are, you know, on Power 96.5. You representing. You also have your business as well. Talk about the other things you do outside of the coaching realm.
One big thing I do is me, Dave, Jody from Sexton, and DJ Infamous. We got a DJ Infamous weekend. That's probably one of the biggest weekends in Lansing, I think, you know. And,
sure.
We give back, man, and that's something for the city and the community. We've been doing it for like 5 years now, and it's a positive thing. And money goes back to the schools, used for different programs, and, you know, and plus it gives a chance to the old players to come back in and just, you know, just to give us that, you know, and then plus we try to do it to give that that rivalry back, the Everett Sexton rivalry, that you know, let the kids see it like, oh, we still get out there. So that's one big thing I do for the city. We do that for the city besides coaching, because you know some coaches they coach and not in the city. We're involved. We're around everything. So that's one thing we do. And then I do events too in the city. So I've been doing that for a long time. So I do put on parties and different events like that. And then my event rental company, it was just natural for me to hop into that, you know, because I ain't be able to throw parties the rest of my life. So I kind of wanted to keep something close. And the party rental was cool. You know what I mean? I seen your kids grow up. I see you around. So, hey, rent some tables and chairs, inflatable for me. So that was a good thing. And then with the radio, I always on the radio weekends. Now I'm in kind of a 5-day-a-week road due to the situation. So I love doing that. I love, you know, putting my voice out there, entertaining people, you know, make it feeling warm. Hey, you know, hey, man, we're partying. It's a tough time, but it's a good situation too.
Wow, what a great segue, man. And I appreciate you coming on. So with the time we have, Coach, can you just share a positive message for all the stuff that we're going through with the COVID-19 and all the other, you know, challenging things we seem to see on the news every day? What positive message can you leave to the viewers as we get ready to wrap this up?
Check on your people, man. Check on your friends, you know, be positive, even if you put it out there on social media too, man. Like, people see that stuff, man, positivity, you know what I mean? Just try to put out in the world, man. Some people don't really think when you're scrolling that it can change a person's mind, but it can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come in here like, man, I'm happy my son rode a bike or something. I scroll and see somebody get beat up on Facebook, that can change my whole mind state. So, man, just, you know, be aware of what you put out there in the air, man. So just be more positive, check on your close friends, and enjoy this time with your family. And then take heed to certain situations too, financial and you know, certain situations happen, just educate yourself too. That's even what I've been doing in my certain situation. You know, obviously I can't run anything right now, so that's affecting me. So just re-educate yourself on different stuff. And me, I'm used to being busy all the time, always into something.
Right.
So it's kind of difficult for me not to be not being busy. So I've been taking time to relax, calm down, talking to people more, you know what I'm saying? And one thing too, get off the text, pick the phone up, call, hear somebody's voice, man. Get off the text, you know what I'm saying? FaceTime somebody, you know what I mean? So that's like, be positive and do that, you know what I mean? You keep putting your motivation out there on Monday, because I'll be chiming in. I like to hear them, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
You know
I appreciate it. Well, for the record, you're going to be the last interview I do for a few weeks. I'm taking some time away. I'm working on another project. I've been working on a book, my second book, for the early part of the year, and I just need to have that time away to focus. So what better person to wrap up with than Mr. Top Shelf himself, you know, coming on board, man. I want to tell you, I appreciate our relationship. It's always great to walk in the gym and see you and chop it up with you and just be around your positive energy, man. So I really appreciate that.
All right, appreciate you too, man. We got to get back on that golf course too, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to probably get something in tomorrow, man. But we're going to get out there and get it in, and we're going to laugh at Woo and get him straight, you know what I'm saying? And then get Dave out there too, right?
Yep.
Nothing but love, man. I appreciate you, and best of luck, and we'll talk again, okay?
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, take care.